Everything discussed on this show originated as public information. My commentary is given about what has been said or done publicly. If you don't want to be this darn discussed, then don't do it. The only thing I talk about is what is already put out there for everybody's eyes to see. Ain't like I'm going digging up nothing unless it done came out publicly and then I need to dig and get supporting information. But anyway, go ahead and start the show. I'm ready to go ahead on. And we are here. We are locked in to Larry Reid Live. This is what I need for you guys to do. Those of you that are watching me on YouTube, on Paradigm Scope, and also on the Facebook Orations. This is what I need for you to do. I need for you to hit the like button, not the thumbs up. But I need for you to hit the like button on Periscope. Just give a whole lot of emotions, all the kind of stuff you hear on them hearts, and tap, 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 over to again. But I need you guys there on the Facebook and also on YouTube to make sure that you hit the like button. That strengthens our algorithm, and it also says that this content is really good, and the computers that run YouTube erasion and stuff, they really, they like that kind of going on. It just works in our favor. So we need for you guys to do that. If you are watching me and there's a little red light in that corner, that means we is live and we are together, and we're gonna have a conversation. Absolutely. Are you ready to begin the conversation? Oh, I didn't even introduce myself. My name is LarryDReid. A lot of folk call me Reid, and this is the LarryReidLive show. We're here every Monday at 7 p.m. And it is extremely important that you are connected to this platform so that you will know what is going on. And also, I want to invite all of you guys to become a part of my closest family. That's the patrons over there in patreon.com/the MBNNetwork. We over there, we have certain conversations before they even hit the platforms, and we're able to have the conversation about stuff we ain't even verified yet. We're still trying to research before we come out here in the publications and talk about it. But go ahead and make sure stuff be right. But over there, we can speculate and talk about, did you hear? This is what I heard, what you find, what I find. And then we come out here and report it to you guys. And then sometimes what we report out here over there in Patreon, we get to look at the receipts eyeball to eyeball. So you should consider $12 a month. That's like going to the movies one time for about an hour and a half of content. But the content over there, I've been putting over there since May. You can literally sit for 30 plus hours and entertain yourself with conversation. And go back and comment. We all get notifications. So even if you go back months back, we'll come in there and chat with you and have the conversation absolutely. And for those of you that do not want to support monthly, but every once in a while you feel as though, God, this is such a good show tonight. I done laughed and I done learned some stuff and I found out some stuff I did not know. I want to invite you to take a moment and look at all of the different ways that you can contribute to this platform. Now, we've changed some stuff. Normally you do CashApp at a certain CashApp. We changed it now. Everything is MBN. Make sure that you support. If you want to support that way, or go to LarryReidLive.com, click donations. And it's so important that you do that now. Why? Because this platform, a lot of times, we give voice to the voiceless and have to come up against some injustices and discuss some things that some folk don't want us to talk about. Because once they know that once it's discussed here, it spread to every darn where, and they don't want us to talk about it. So they try to spin up. Just spend up and burn up money and energy and time over and over again for a little frivolous, crazy stuff in the courts, in the United States of America. But we have a legal team that is representing us, except for this one thing that they recently did they overlooked. They are absolutely good, but they're probably going to fix that as well. They are wonderful, and they are keeping us protected. And everything they have thrown at us so far, they have been able to get it off of us. Get it off of us. Get it off of me. Get that mess off of me. They throwing at me in that courthouse. No, they ain't got no business. Got me in there. And they did that to you guys. But every 30 days, they ain't working for free. I don't even blame them. They ain't working for every 30 days. We get a new bill. Our last bill was almost $9,000. This new bill, is almost $6,000. And, of course, I've been putting several thousands of dollars with this, but I don't think there's nothing wrong with me asking those of you, and I'm not talking patrons because you're already supporting every month, but those of you who watch freely or sporadically freely, I'm asking you to support. And I hope that you will do it out of the kindness of your heart. And I'm going to mention that again later. But, Tom, we got to have a little talk. Oh, Lord. I don't even know. Let me see. There's so much other stuff I be wanting to talk about. But it's like every week and all the darn time, something is always happening in the religious sector. Y'all almost like the president, businessman, and entertainment, Donald Trump. He always getting them thumbs working on the Twitterations and saying something he ain't got no business, and they end up on everybody's show. It's like the black church is doing the exact same darn thing. Every time I turn around, somebody posting something online, somebody saying something, somebody done did something. And this whole debacle as relates to the Word Network. And then plus this week, so this week is the COGIC 111th Convocation. So that means, that's the group of Christians, Pentecostals that gave us Andrew Caldwell and all of that content that many of thousands of you guys are still eating from every single week. And since then, it's as if thing after the thing, if it ain't with the main churches, that one of the other churches that's up on the umbrella, something has always happened. So it's pretty possible that on next week or by the end of the week, we're going to have something else to talk about. I already got something to talk about concerning the COGIC Church right darn now that's connected to the Plantation Network ordeal. It's very possible. Now, the time before last, I think it was, y'all had gave information to Judith McAllister's husband that used to work for what we used to work for? Not the IRS. Used to work for the Homeland Security or something like that, or something real high technical, either Secret Service with the president or something like that, and gave him this little picture, allegedly. Gave this picture and texted to all of the people and said, if you see me, escort me off the thing. I was kicked out of the Church of God in Christ and I wasn't even there. I made up a whole song about it. It's over there on YouTube Rations. It's very possible that this week y'all can have something like that going on, but the tables don't flip. The reason being is because of the position that y'all possibly are taking as relates to the Word Network. Now, let me make this statement before I continue to talk about the Church of God in Christ. I'm going to get off of this and get back to talking about what I want to talk about. Because I've made several jokes concerning the Church of God in Christ, the Church of Gays in Crisis, the Church of Gays in Christ. I done came up with all different kind of acronyms, because whenever you are the biggest, and this is the biggest black Pentecostal body of people, and the COGIC Church has really impacted our White House. They've really been at the center of a whole lot of things in media. They're the biggest. And when you are public and when you're the biggest or you're up and coming, you're going to get ridiculed. You're going to be the butt of jokes. Plus, you produce Andrew Caldwell, so you're going to be the butt of jokes until Jesus come back. And just how it's going to be. I don't want anybody to think that are listening to me that feel as though I have some kind of personal. I am not COGIC, never been COGIC. I have COGIC family members and friends, but I don't really know. I'm really not even that well versed in COGIC. But when something happens in the public during occasions, I am going to talk about it. It's just how it go. I don't hate the Church of God in Christ. If anything, it's one of my favorite black church organizations for the music and the culture that COGIC has, the culture and the music of the COGIC church is classic high black church. And if you're raised in the church, you have some kind of affinity, some kind of something other towards it. So what now? Is it 112? Okay, I'm sorry. We got the wrong thing in that caption. So what now? We got 111? Let's see if I can change it right quick. Let me see if I can change it. I didn't know it was see, that's why I tell y'all I ain't in COGIC. Ain't a piece of me COGIC. Okay, it's changed on YouTube. Let me see if I can change it on Facebook. Sometimes I can change stuff. I won't be able to change it on Periscope. Let me see if I can do it on YouTube. On the what's the name? Maybe I change it on the break. But it's not time for this story yet. I'm gonna tell you guys this story in just a little bit. Let's get back what I'm talking about. We're gonna end talking about the word. Excuse me. I'm gonna end talking about the Plantation Network and the COGIC Church and some other things that are in there. I may open up the lines to some folk that I know want the first call. Kevin Ardell, which is the owner of the Plantation Network, also known as the Word Network. He has issued an apology. Well, I'm going to read it, and you guys decide whether this is an apology or not. I'm going to tell you what I think. And then I'm probably going to share a little bit more information that I know behind the scenes. We're going to get to that. But first, let me talk to y'all about Harriet Tubman. Now, I went to go see this movie, and I wasn't exactly sure if I was going to make it through it. Now, you know, if you watch this show, that I love going to watch movies and watching TV shows for you, and just because I just naturally like certain stuff I just like. Well, I went to go see the Harriet Tubman. What is this, Nancy? What? Is that how the Harriet Tubman, bring that over? Is that the right thing for the Harriet Tubman? Yeah. They look like the color purple. I ain't seen that advertising for the Harriet. The Harriet that I seen, she was laying up against a tree. Okay, this is the Harriet Tubman. This is like the color purple, so I'm gonna try not to end up telling you a story about the color purple, because this look like the color purple. But anyway, the Harriet. I went to. Why don't you do a little small one? The Harriet right there. What I'm talking about her. There she go. That's the Harriet. But why you use the other thing? That look like the color purple and roots. Use this for Harriet. Okay, there are a whole lot of drama. No, this don't look. Now she. This do not look like the color purple, but they are sort of dressed alike. Okay, but anyway, because that could be seedling set up beside that tree. Okay, now, there's a whole lot of drama going on about the Harriet Tubmans, but before I get to that, I want to talk about my personal experience at the Harriet Tubman. First of all, I'm going to say this. Go ahead to the movie house and watch the picture show. That's what I'm going to say, because it's not a bad movie. But all of the Africa in the inside of me was yelling, no, no, no. I went through so many different emotions. In the first 20 minutes, 25 minutes, with all this stuff that is going on, and our Presbyterian folk, you know, and then stuff that our Presbyterian be saying sometimes that sound racist and sound sideways. You know, then you got the folk, you know, the white supremacist folk. And then you got, every time I turn around, a cop is killing a black person. And then next thing you know, they're trying to keep us out of certain economic circles and out of certain things. You know, it's little stuff here and there. It ain't all the white folk, but it's some of the white folk. And because of all of that stuff been going on, I walked in there sensitive. I think that's what it was. I walked in there and all of my feelings were just up. All of my feelings up. And so when I got in there and they saying, yes, sir, master, you know, and then he called it nigger. They using Nigger, not nigger. I know how some of you feel about the word nigger. You know, I get that, but, you know, in certain urban communities, we feel as though we've taken the word that they use to call us ignorant and make us feel as though we are nothing. Now we have taken that word and now it's our word now and they can't use it. You know white folk they can't even say nick. They can't say nick. Before they come out their mouth, the punch, shot, beat, jump, or something. So like they can't even use the word now when they sort of created the whole use of the word in a negative context. But now we use it all different sorts and types and kinds of way amongst and in our community, in our expression, So, but when you do that Nigger, that's different than Nigga or Niggah or Nigguhz. That's not the same. And that thing got cut. And they kept using it in this movie. And that white man played his part so good. I know he probably got love for colors in his heart, but right there, he acting that part in that movie felt like he couldn't stand colors. And I'm sitting there as a color, and I'm pissed. Ready to jump through the screen at the white man. He acted this part really good. Now, I'm going to tell you what is really interesting concerning this movie. Now, I saw so many implications, so many aha moments that really drove this thing home, how slavery has impacted African Americans. African Americans, although this is not played by an African American, she's a Nigerian, which is a whole nother issue that people are having, other issue they're having because Comcast had their hands in the making of this movie. At the same time, Byron Allen is in war with Comcast, and we are seeing Byron Allen going to the court with Comcast, trying to fight for 1866 Civil Rights Act, not getting turned over because they're trying to turn it over, which basically said that black people are supposed to be treated fair in government and commercial dealings and fundings and things of that nature. And they actually are using this act, Byron Allen is using this act to prove that $70 billion given to cable networks, $0 given to black media at all. So he's using this act to say this is not fair. This is our 40 acres and a mule, and you're not giving it to us. And if you're wealthy and black in America, this is entertainment is our world to get wealthy in. When it comes to the arts and when it comes to the talents, we're not the techies down at Silicon Valley. We are not in pharmaceutical and we're the owners and all. It's entertainment where we make our money and get paid. I heard one of my white friends say something, love them to death, but it was pretty ignorant what they said and unlearned to mouth. How is it that black people can be so upset now when them guys out there on the football field getting paid 70 billion, 70 million and all sorts of different kinds of money and entertainment? I said, that's the only place that we can make that kind of money, because when it comes to actually getting into the upper echelon of media world, like Byron Allen is trying to do, and owning the Weather Channel and trying to get more things in media and sitting at the table, not being invited to a table and find out you on the menu, but actually coming to the table, and deciding what's happening, sort of like what we saw with Bill Cosby when he was about to buy, I think it was Comedy Central or the NBC or one of those networks. Next thing you know, his son killed. Now all these women coming forth, and now he in jail. So Byron Allen is fighting a war, and it's sort of similar to what we see that is also happening with the Plantation Network, a white owner, and these 150, 147, 99%, 97%, something like that percent of the workers are black, with 4 white people in control of the black people, look just like a plantation. And I saw that whole going on in Harriet. You had all these black folk that were the slaves, but then you had some black folk that were over the slaves, and then that was keeping the slaves in check, telling on each other, stabbing each other in the back because they all want to be in good with the master, have power, have money. Are you hearing me? What I am saying? But then you have somebody who stand up and say, look, I know what God ain't never meant for no man to own another man. And that thing was sinking down in my spirit when they was trading us off for $200, $400. And your wealth is measured by how many slaves you got and how far we had to run to be free. They say we were free in 1865, but the reality is slavery won't really abolish and all the laws and all of the different supporting systems until 1940s. So we're just supposed to get over, grow up, and get past being property? Treated worse than the animals. Are y'all hearing what I'm saying? So this thing, Harriet, girl, you worked me over. This weekend, this thing took me through change. And so I even posted, if you follow LRL, I put this in the YouTube communities. I also put this over there on the Facebooks, and I put it in Twitters. And I said this. I said, I'm trying to sit here and watch this movie, but I'm feeling a certain kind of way. Y'all go to the movie house, watch the picture show, but I just ain't too sure because I'm going through all changes in my seat. I'm about to walk out. And I already had pee. So I got up and went to go pee. And I came back where my Sprite was. And in my mind, I'm going to take about 2 or 3 more slips of this here Sprite out this straw. About 2 or 3 slips. And I'm going to look back up and see what I'm feeling in my spiritualizations. And when I look back up, that thing switched and it got good to me. So this is what I say concerning Harriet. I said all that to say this. Y'all know I take forever to tell a story. Go to the movie house. Watch this picture show. Take all your children. Take everybody with you. Now, the NAACP out of Burlington, New Jersey, was supposed to be doing a screening of Harriet on Sunday night. But they actually once they find out that Comcast was involved with all this drama going on with the Byron Allen and all this different kind of stuff going on with Comcast. And that actually really ties to this Plantation network, because you guys don't even really, if you go back to 2003, the owner of the Plantation network used black leaders and racism to really get his station that was supposed to be for us in certain platforms. When he started wronging some of our black leaders, the fathers in our community, phone calls were made, and these black leaders began to get him pulled from networks like Comcast. And so he went all the way to the White House, allegedly, to try to get black support like he done to get the network. Al Sharpton, Reverend Jackson, all of them was helping. Follow me now. But when he went there, what's that black woman that run her mouth to mouth? Redeem my time. Maxine Waters, ain't that her name? Do you know that allegedly she pulled somebody to the side that had been paid to actually, a black man, that had been actually paid to go there with the Plantation network owner, and said, if he wants my support, his board members need to have some black bodies on it. Because there are no black bodies, Maxine Waters will not be supported. This is alleged now. This is alleged. This is what I heard. I won't dare. It ain't got no audio. But that's what I heard. Because y'all know how it go. When folk do something that show you who they really are, now all of the folk, Kevin Idell, that was allied with you, that now see who you really are, or who look like you really are, what you appearing to be a racist, like Donald Trump appears to be a racist by the things he says and does. Now they run to their mouth. So the NAACP, once they heard something about Harriet, Comcast having a hand in Harriet being created, they made a decision. We ain't screening this here movie on the night. That's not what we're doing. We're not screaming. No, we're not screaming. Screening this movie here. No. With all this stuff they're doing to Byron Allen, to where he done went to court. I think he done had about 4 different court cases. And it's really against Comcast and also Charter. And now the last standoff is actually going to be, I want to say November the 18th. Don't quote me on the date. But what Comcast has done now, they have actually went to Donald Trump Federation. That's a good word. And got his DOG to argue in front of the Superior Court on the behalf of Comcast why the Civil Rights Act of 1866 should be ignored, disregarded in this sense, which could undo a Civil Rights Act, the first Civil Rights Act after slavery was allegedly abolished in 1865. It's November the 13th when the court date is, I've been told, by this nigga on the other side of this here TV that wants to be a producer so bad. Click buttons, be helper out of, let me be. I just said, but I said the 18th, don't quote me on that, was good enough. All right. Get back to Harriet. I don't went everywhere with this. I done messed up though. I don't want, but this is what I'm saying. I'm gonna still say go and look at. Let me tell y'all, we got a whole lot of fish to fry, and some are bigger than others. And I know what Comcast is doing, and they gotta going to see the movie, sort of helping Comcast. But at the same time, we need the education so darn bad. Now, what was interesting to me is how so many other people are boycotting because this was not played by an African American. It was actually played by a Nigerian. And they're saying that this Nigerian does not have the blood to understand the experience that black people have had here in this country. I don't know. I'm going to say this, and I don't know what you guys think, but for me, it's more important for us to come together to fight the powers that be, and also to heal some things that we got going on in our community that's just off and wrong, that only we can address and deal with. Can't nobody from the outside and then got our pigmentation coming here and help us. That's what I think. So I will put that over to the side. And I do understand what Byron Allen is doing, because at this point, it's really not about him trying to get in the money, although I'm hoping that they're going to settle with him and give him several millions of dollars, since he spent millions of dollars in fighting this case, and then just not touch 1866. If they really should not touch Civil Rights Act of 1866, because that's going to be a whole problem, because folks can start burning up stuff and doing all kind of crazy stuff. So I really hope that let's try to settle with him. He gonna do what he gonna do, and keep owning what he owns, and build what he's building, and build his own empire. That's what I hope. All right. Now, I didn't even know nothing about this till last night, and I don't know how I missed it. Maybe because I had my head all the way up the hind part of this Plantation Network story, and two other stories that I'm working on. One coming up out of Texas. I done posted there in Patreon earlier today, because and that whole situation worried me, because I feel like I was lied to, and I really like this guy, and I was trying to help. Let me say something to all y'all preachers out there that got some mess going on. Listen to me. If you are a pastor in your church, you're a gospel artist, and you got some bullshit going on in your life, I can help you with your story. Now, what we see on the platform, a lot of times, we only see them from the standpoint of the victim, of the person that was done wrong. And the only thing we got is the mess that you done put out there in the media that you done did. Something you done did and got you out here in the media. But I have a love for the black church and the black preacher and minister. So my thing is, call me so I can help you get your story out alongside of the story of this victim, or the person you manipulated, or the person you done wrong allegedly, or we can get the other side of the story. This platform is for everybody, not just those who don't have a platform. And you can't get mad at these folk for coming to me and wanting to tell their story because they don't have the platform to fight you. You're big on social media. You're big in that church. You're big in your world. And they're this little person over here that's just doing what they're doing and nobody knows them. So when they come here, now they can have their voice and speak forth and actually address you, knowing your colleagues are watching. So you shouldn't get mad with them, especially you done did some niggerment and some bullshit and then call yourself saved, a bishop, a pastor, and you treating folk all different kind of ways. Now you ought to be dealt with and talked to darn about. In fact, I wish there were some prophets in the land that would prophesy to you and do like Nathan did David and say, nigga, you the one that did the mess. Get your mess together. Now let me come back in here rebuking you, or I'm going to do it in front of the whole congregation. Now, one more again. But we ain't got that going on no more. They done found a way to muzzle the prophets, pay them off, or whatever in the pulpit, prophesying, whatever, make you give money. They don't even care nothing about the ethics and the integrity that you're supposed to have as a leader. You can be a whole leader standing in the pulpit and got children that you're not even taking care of. Ain't nobody gonna say nothing to you about it because you can sing so good and preach so good and exegete the text so good. The prophet's gonna be mute on it, smile and take pictures with you and put it on Instagram. That's the time we're living in now. If that was not the case, I don't think that I would be in this gear here on LarryReidLive. I'd still be doing something in media. Oh, wait a minute. I got an announcement tonight. Don't let me forget that before I log on. In fact, let me know when the numbers are the highest on all platforms so I can make the announcement no matter what's going on, because everybody need to know about this. I don't even think I'll be in this gear here on the LarryReidLive had you been doing what you're supposed to be doing, had the prophets had not been silenced and bought like Jezebel's prophets. So don't get mad with these folks for coming here saying whatever. And don't you get in and talking about the devil attacking you. Oh, these people on so the devil not attacking you. You ain't calling me. Because if you call me and email me, then I will get you on this line or in the studios. You tell your story. We need to learn from you. Hear from you at least, maybe. I don't know. Lord have mercy, Jesus. I don't know how I got off on that because that ain't even what I was supposed to be talking about tonight. All right, what's the next thing I was talking about? I don't forgot. The boy, the man, Rodney, Reid. His name sounds like my last name, but he's spelled the way that's not nice. The way my name is spelled, last name is the more interesting way for your last name to be spelled. Last name spelled this way is not really that interesting. Well, this young, I didn't know nothing about this until like a day or two ago. Like I said, I guess I had my head up this whole Plantation network thing. I don't know. But this man here is about to be executed in about 13 days, I think it is, for a crime that has not been proven that he committed. Now, I'm going to say this. My knowledge of this is limited because I have not had time to go all the way in it. So I'm only going to dance around this on the outside so I ain't got to come back here and unsay something. But what I do know, it has not been proven. I'm talking with evidence that is infallible. The evidence that have came forth as relates to his case has really been disproven, or what's the proper word? Vacated. I think that's a judicial term. Has really been vacated and really doesn't prove that he's done anything. So I don't know, or exonerate, is that proper? I don't think exonerate is the proper word as relates to evidence. That's not right. Okay, hold on for a minute. Nancy, shut up. Put the top lip to the bottom and shut up. Don't say nothing else. I don't need you to say nothing. You keep throwing stuff in. Don't let me say it. Just hush. Jesus, Jesus. Father, Lamb of God. Help her out. Not co-producer, none of that. Help her out. Click buttons. Get your check. Shut up. All right. I don't know what. Is this what they put them in stripes now versus orange? I thought they put us in orange. So this is the color you wear on death row, blood. Okay, I don't know who put this guy in this stripes, but this is serious because there's no DNA. You know, DNA is the way that you be like, nope, you done did it. But they saying that he raped. I want to make sure this is right. That he assaulted a female, got arrested, put in jail, and these investigators didn't even look. And I said, I don't know why they ain't watched First Photo 48. I watched that enough to know that they should have looked at the person the closest to the girl, because now they're saying that her ex-boyfriend, her former boyfriend or current boyfriend, but somehow or another, he got all these sexual charges. He got all these charges and stuff that he done before, and he wasn't even called into question. But somehow or another, it done got on him. So Sean King is really put, because he's the reason why I saw it, and then all these other influencers started retweeting, telling everybody to sign this petition. Last time I looked at it was about 40,000 people. So there is a petition that we need to sign to stay his execution until he gets due process. Due process meaning that they need to go digging around a little bit more before they send somebody to die, and they don't even know if this boy really done it or not. Because we don't need another Emmett Till situation. Let y'all kill this guy and then come to find out, well, he won't get killed immediately, because they put you, say you sentenced to death, and then we got to take care with tax dollars for a whole lot more years. Because I think they backed up with folk to kill. I think there is in the jailhouse. But anyway, sign this here petition. And I know as of lately, it's like I'm always asking y'all to sign something. I'm asking you to sign this. I'm asking you to post this. But darn, help me with all the work that I'm doing. Hell, take your pencil and pen, or your tablet, or how you do this, get on your computer, and sign this here thing, put your name on it, just so that they can stay and give us an opportunity to find out if this man really done it or not, or to get him off if he have not. The state of Texas is scheduled to execute what we believe to be an innocent man on November the 20th. Oh, hold on for a minute. So the case is the 18th, and then they kill him on the 20th? Okay, then I don't know if that's right, but according to this, he about to die. So what we need for you guys to do is to sign the petition right during that. Now, this will be horrible. This man is innocent, and they killed this man with no evidence. See, this is the thing. Now, see, this is the reason why I was saying what I said earlier to all of you different people that get in these situations and end up on this platform. A lot of you there could be another side of the story that really says that you really ain't do what they say you did, but we would never know because you don't call me. This platform is fair. Clearly, the government ain't fair. Cause why you gonna kill somebody that you don't even have any evidence that they did it? This makes no sense to me. This makes absolute no sense to me. I don't know why this is even happening in America. But I don't even know why slavery happened in America, but it did happen, so hell, it is what it is. All right, so go now. If you have the link and you're on YouTube, you're in Facebook or Periscope, make it easy on folks. Copy this link, type it in there, please, 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 right now, and put it in there so people can click on it and go ahead and do that petition. You can pull it up and you can do it after the show. But make sure you click on the link so you can have it up in one of your pages and you can get it done. Rodney Reid, all right? All right, let's go to the next story. Now, this here is bothering me as relates to this Kanye and Uncle Well-Fed Fred. This was not in the grid, but I want to talk about this a little bit. And then I'm gonna go to a break, then I'm gonna come back and we're gonna finish the rest of the show, I think. Now, y'all know this guy done sold over 100,000 albums in the first week. This looks really strange. Anybody that gets the gospel chart like me, for those of you that do not know, I'm a Stellar Award nominated gospel artist, and I also, I'm going to say used to do because I'm not doing it for nobody right now, do consultation and also radio promotion for preachers and gospel artists. So I still get my reports. I like to look at my reports, see what's going on in gospel sales chart and all of the sales chart. Well, over here in the gospel, You can be number one and some weeks sell every bit of just 400 units, and you can plaster all over the internet that you got number one single, you got number one thing, and they don't even know you ain't sold with 400 units in that week. Well, that's not how it is on the main chart. They can sell in 1 week 200,000-300,000. Pretty typical to sell at least 50,000, or that's on a low, to be in the top 10. But he sold 100 and something thousand units, and you ought to see, this looks so strange on the gospel. When that report came in this morning, I'm looking at 100,000 units in the first week. We just don't even see that. That's like in gospel to sell 100,000 units across the entire time your whole CD life. Meaning you do one CD and this CD and 10 years later and you sold 100,000. Oh, you the ish in gospel. Well, we just don't sell units like that over here no darn more. Some of your most favorite gospel artists, CDs that came out last year, still ain't hit 10,000 units yet, although the streams may be through the roof. He sold 100-something odd, but Fred Hammond, if I'm not mistaken, is the only gospel artist that is on this Jesus is King CD. He made this statement. Uncle Well-Fed Fred Hammond. He said, all right, I don't even really care if, let me see if I can say it the way that he was said. I can't mimic his singing. I was trying to mimic his singing and say what he said. God, because he's sort of nasally. I don't really care what he said. No, I can't do it. It's too nasally, and that would vibrate, and I'd be coughing to hear my sinus starts straining. But this is what Uncle Well-Fed Fred. And if you don't know where he got that name from, you have to go back and look at some older posts. Because I love the commission group, but I made a statement about their graphics. He got upset, started talking about me over there. And so then I just came up with Uncle Well-Fed Fred. He's well-fed, you know it. Look at him. But we love you. What's that song that he sang that I really like? Running back to you, you're standing there with me. All up and wide, and then the other song, late in the midnight hour, God gonna turn it around. It's gonna work in your favor. I think I made a song out of that song about him, didn't I? We're big and blessed in the city. We're big and blessed in the field. We're big and blessed when we come and when we go. All right, let that be. That's over. We love Fred. Let's let that be established. We absolutely love Fred. All right. So he made this statement. The statement that he made was that he don't give a care. Well, see, I'm doing better. See how I just switched it out? He don't give a care about who Kanye support or vote for. Because some sources are saying, actually, it was just one source. I ain't gonna lie. One comment I saw, they read something and seen something I ain't see, so I couldn't verify it. But they said that Kanye said he really has never voted before. But clearly he support Donald Trump. What Fred said basically is, I don't care who he support, and I don't care that he support Donald Trump. What I care about is that he is promoting Jesus and that he is a Christian and doing positive music. So how can I not support that? Now, Fred Hammond and Marvin Sapp Marvin Sapp, he done a song with R. Kelly. Fred Hammond, he's done one with R. Kelly, I think, as well. He's done with a few secular artists. I don't have no problem with the statement that he's made. In fact, listen to this. Make sure y'all get this back to him, since y'all gonna probably take all the jokes I said back to him. Make sure you get this back to him, that I said that I like his music. No, I ain't said that now. That's a lie. That I like Commission, and I like some of his songs, and that I love them. Okay? And take that back to him. That's 3 nice things. Take back to him them 3 nice things that I said. And he's a good writer. That's 4. Okay? That's it. Now make sure you tell him that before you tell him this. I think he lying. Now listen. Oh, I can't stand these church folk lie so bad. Just tell us the truth. That's number 2. What you making number 1 is number 2. Oh, have mercy. See, when you got to deal with what they call that's secondary motivation. Your primary motivation is a check. Come on now. Your primary motivation is a check. Well, I guess you're just not going to say that, so I'm going to say it for you. That's number 1 is that darn check. The exposure. The recognition, your name on his music. There's 100,000 units this boy done moved in a week. You don't do that. Ain't nobody doing it over here no darn more. Not in Kirk Franklin. So that's what it is. That's primary. Secondary is probably what you said, which I happen to agree with that. Okay, so y'all got the 4 things you're gonna go back and tell him. You can tell him I said I think he's lying and he's talking to us about his secondary motivation. And then you let him know also that I agree with the space that the comment is appearing to come from, which is I don't really care who you vote for or who you like. I'm not going to judge you because of that. I saw some people say because someone likes Trump, then automatically I don't like you, I don't deal with you, I don't trust nobody that likes Trump. That's pretty blanket. I don't know about that one. I'm not that kind of person, so I'm not going to do that. You can believe and think however you want to believe. You know, it is what it is. But I'm not gonna kill you for it. That's how I look at that. All right, get away from that. Let me go to the next thing. Ooh, I'm going to tell you what, burnt. Now, this got on my nerves. Now, I love Bishop Paul S. Morton. That is P.J. Morton did it. That's P.J. Morton did it. But Paul S. Morton has worked my nerve. And I'm going to tell you how he has worked my last 2 nerves that I got from fooling up with this Plantation Network and the rest of these black preachers that been getting up on my nerves and sending me to this courthouse. Done got on my last 2 nerves. Now I'm down to 1. When I come back, I'm going to tell you all about it. Pay attention to all these commercials because that's it. They ain't doing no more tonight. And make sure y'all get some help for these folk because they got some good services. Mm-hmm.
Hello, I'm Bernard Jordan, your most trusted name in prophecy. Do you have questions about your wealth? How about questions around health? Do you know what your purpose is? Well, I'm here to tell you that 2020 is right around the corner, and I have 2020 vision for you. Remember, you are in the future with Bernard Jordan, and surely the Lord God will do nothing but he revealed his secrets to his servants, the prophets. Are you ready for your prophetic experience?
Are you in need of direction for a decision you have to make? Maybe you're curious about the future. If that's you, the founders of Zoe Ministries and the Company of Prophets are offering you free prophecy. Call 888-831-0434. Don't wait. Call 888-831-0434. Do it today.
Do you know you can still finish this year strong? But you need to remember some things. Health is not something that you have. Health is something that you do. Join me on my Wednesday wellness call so I can teach you some principles that will begin to cause you to finish this year strong. Remember, friend, if you ignore your health, it will go away. I'm Dr. Shema Womack L., the prophetic physician that want to help you to go up, 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 and over the top in your wellness.
Holistic doctor and educator Shema Womack can help you discover how to eat your way to healing, get out of debt, improve your well-being, and live the prosperous life. Join him weekly on Wellness Wednesdays on a live conference call for teaching and a free question and answer session. Wellness Wednesdays with the prophetic physician. Join by dialing 888-601-9625. That's 888-601-9625.
I absolutely love the idea from Dr. Sharma of eating your way to health. I know it's true. I know it's right. I know it's biblical, but darn, I like ribs. Oh, Lord have mercy, Jesus. And I like a little bit of cherry Dr. Pepper. But the way he talking about, you won't be able to do nothing. But anyway, and voltage foods, keeping the cell with water and electrical charge that fights cancer. And then I also like the idea of if you ignore your health, it will go away. That thing scared me. I'm going to get myself together, give me a little bit more time, and enjoy my life a little bit more. And then, of course, Bishop E. Bernard Jordan, your absolute most trusted name in prophecy. And, of course, you guys are really enjoying having him on the show and seeing a whole nother side of him. He's very brilliant and smart. I can't wait to have Dr. Sharma and Jordan, Carlton Pearson, all the folk y'all done threw away and say that they are crazy because of certain stuff they believe, and probably throw Bloom in that mix too, and have a conversation, all four of these great, brilliant minds. And probably you're going to enjoy yourself. Even if let me tell you, you got to learn. This is the thing, though, like I was saying about Fred Hammond. You ain't got to agree with every darn body. And black folk, us, I'm talking about us because I'm black. We got a problem with being able to sit with somebody that do not believe and think or are not the way that we are. That thing, it is a sickness and an epidemic amongst us. And can't nobody kill us like us. I know the white cops and some of everybody else is killing us, but we know how to kill. We specialize in killing each other. And I hope that this show, when you guys seeing me deal with people that don't agree with me on the platform and think different than me and totally different in maybe gender identity, sexuality, economic, education, and we still get along, laugh, and have a good time. Maybe you can develop that. Because I don't know how in the whole hell and the heaven that you're going to be able to dwell in this world when you only can get a darn along with somebody that thinking is like you. Oh, my God. All right. Let's go, my man. I'm going to tell you now, Bishop Paul S. Morton got on my last nerve. Oh, Lord have mercy. Somebody said I don't specialize in killing people. I'm so glad you don't. There ain't nothing wrong with disagreeing people and calling them out on their bullshit. But you ain't got to throw away the baby with the bath water. Watch how I do it. I just did it with Fred Hammond. Watch what I'm about to do with him. Ready? We absolutely love the gift that Bishop Paul S. Morton is and that he put into Deborah Morton and popped out P.J. Morton. We thank God. And your song, open the floodgates of heaven, let it, that's choir version, rain. That's James Hall, shake him out. Let it rain. I think Ricky Dillard do it too. Open the blood, not blood, excuse me, floodgates of heaven, let it rain. Let it rain. What? Oh, and what's the other one? Your tears are what did he say? Temporary. Anything. Same Paul S. Paul Sylvester. We love you. You ain't that good of a preacher. And I only went to hear you preach twice to hear you sing at the end, because you don't be saying nothing to me. Oh, what in the world is he preaching? Gee, damn, What number he talking about? 3 little pigs. No, I don't know what you saying. Nursery rhyme message. I could have read that. No revelation in that. There, what is that? But you can sing. You sing to me anything. I would choose. Folk go crazy over some of these males. You see, they talk about Marvin Winans, and Marvin Winans is good. God knows he good. I'm not sure if I would like him as a person. I'm not sure, but I don't know. But I didn't like Donna when I met him as a person. I love Donna, his singing and all that wonderful stuff. I done said great stuff about him, but I'm sure only the negative get back to him. But I ain't like him after I sat down and met him face to face and how he talked about Kurt Carr and talked about Bobby Jones and them. I told all of y'all in Patreon everything he said. Y'all got that video in there. So I ain't sure if I like Marvin Winans, but I think I might like Sylvester. I think Sylvester is probably an okay dude. But he says some fucked up bullshit on the Twitterations. And let me tell you why I don't like what he said. First of all, let me show you what he said. Let me do that first. Can I do that first? Oh, first of all, let me tell you about this other man. I don't know who gave this man this last name, but let me tell you about this man that's running for presidentials. His name is Peter Buttplug. I don't know who gave this man, and then what you said the name was? It is Buttplug. What is it? Excuse me, ladies and gentlemen. This man, last name is said again so I can repeat. Buttagig. Buttplug, I don't, either one of those, Buttplug, Buttagig, they're both bad. Who came up with this? How your last name is B-U-T-T, and on top of that, he is a homosexual. That means he's in the section of sexuality for the homos. He's a homosexual. Type that in there so you can know. This is a new word for the LRL platform, homosexuals. He's in the section of sexuality that is homosexual. Type it in there so you can see homosexual. Everybody got that? All right, that's what it is. Here at LRL, we treat everybody the same, love everybody the same. We ain't got no problem with homosexuals, and we ain't sending homosexuals to hell. It ain't what we do over here that happens at the church. This is not a church service. This is not a church show. We have had T.S. Madison on this show. We have had Pastor Tom Anderson that got with his boyfriend and married him. Somebody told me they broke up. My nosy side want to know. Somebody tagged Tom Anderson and asked him in this chat. And if you still got that cell phone number I gave you, Tom Anderson, text it. I want to know because I heard y'all broke up. So I just want to know. It ain't my business, but I sort of want to know. Put the butt plug back up here. Why you take him down for? I'm talking about all homosexuals that's been on the show. And we had, who else we had of him? And on the phone, we had plenty. I don't know. Point is, that ain't what we do. I got family members. That ain't up friends, colleagues. We don't have no. So don't take my jokes and put it somewhere that you ain't got no business putting it. It's just a joke. You a homosexual and your last name is Butt? As in bread basket? Peter Butt? Butter gig, it's still butt. Peter Bread Basket, that's what your name is. Lord have mercy. And if we find out you a bottom and your last name is Butt, then maybe God was in there. I don't know. Anyway, he's a married gay man. And when Paul Sylvester synced that this man was going to announce this gay man that has a whole husband, you know. This is what he tweeted. Now, I done told y'all about the old folk on this internet. Take him off. He ain't got no been stalking. This is not right. Okay, let's go. Paul Sylvester Morton says, Democrats, I pray you will use wisdom in voting. Being too liberal will not win. I am not homophobic. By the law of first mentions, you are. But anyway, I am not homophobic, but it is definitely not the time for a protest. The president of the United States to be a man with his husband up there by his side. There are those of us who love everybody, but we believe in the biblical definition of marriage. Then he turned around and he typed this, because I guess folks started saying stuff to him. He said, I said I am not homophobic. I didn't read it. That screen fall. And our big TV done broke. We got this little tiny one in here. We got to get the replacement. Please hit that Cash App and hit all that other stuff, because I got to pay these lawyers and I got to buy new stuff all the darn time. He said, if I am homophobic, then God is too. I want you to underline that and circle it in red and save that, screenshot that. All I know is I'm following him, that's God, and his word, that's the Bible, King James Version. I know he loves the world, and I do too, but I will not go against God's word to please you or no one else. Signed, Paul Sylvester Morton. Now this word my nerves, cheering. Let me tell you why it wore my nerves so bad. And maybe I shouldn't be like this. But let me tell you why it wore my nerve. Number one, it wore my nerve because you are the founder of Full Gospel. Full Gospel has been on this here show 159 times, either from your spiritual son, the Victor, to all of the different kinds of stuff, the debauchery that have happened right here on this show. There's so much unethical sexual sextivities that is going on in the Full Gospel that I ain't... Without prodding and pushing from this platform and others, I ain't seen you just whiffle just talk up out your mouth about it. We had to push you and say something, then you tweeters. Then after you tweeters and somebody say something to you, then you continue, then you send a letter, all the kind of stuff. We done all that. We put it up here. You done it through wire agency, that gal, you done that. What? Okay. But this ain't just come out of you so freely. And this the thing that worried me about this and about some of the rest of them. So quick to say something about somebody who not in their club. If the sin they did or them themselves ain't a part of their club of sin, then they got so much to say about it. And don't want nobody calling them out. I guess nobody but me and y'all down in the comments won't say, okay, hold on for a minute. You can believe what you believe. And hey, if you want to believe that God is homophobic and whatever, fine. We know what the biblical say. We're not trying to tear that out, not trying to change the King James Version of the Bible or the belief of the black church or yours, Paul Sylvester. That ain't the conversation, really, not for Larry. The conversation that I would like to have absolutely is why in the whole hell and the heaven that you're so quick to talk about it, somebody else stuff that got going on and you ain't swept around your own front door, meaning full. Excuse me. I sitting in there, meaning full gospel. Jesus, I get some more water. I'm next to preaching. Oh, Lord, that reminds me something about what y'all did to Bishop Neil Ellis. I see why Bishop Neil Ellis had to split off and go start his own Convocation and Reformation, because y'all be doing some shady stuff over there for gospel if y'all all following what he just done, because this is shady to me. Now, mind you, I done said all the good, nice stuff, so don't y'all be getting mad. I done said all the good, nice stuff. More I done said the good, nice stuff. Let me say my opinion. Because this is shady. I don't understand this. Then you went over there to the victors months ago, why allegedly he's still doing all the devilment that he's doing, and commanded all of us to forgive him, and you restored him. You done a Bishop Jakes. You Daddy Jakes them and restored them. And now he done left that church from what they done told him. I don't know. It's alleged. Because the folk just don't want to be there no more because he there. Allegedly. It seems to be hypocritical to Larry Reid. To me, it's hypocritical. It is absolutely hypocritical. When it comes to this gay white man, Democrats, I got so much to say. But then when it comes to some of your friends and your colleagues, you ain't got nothing to say. And you ain't said nothing publicly concerning this white man that painted black. I want y'all to understand, because see what they're trying to make it, they're trying to change the narrative, make it look like that this white man of the Plantation Network just text a meme that he didn't create. That's all bullshit. He ain't create that meme. I know he ain't create the meme. We knew that from the get up. We said that when we interviewed him with George, the skinny version. We already knew that. What y'all think we that stupid? Well, some of y'all are. But you think we that stupid where you can change that narrative and make it something that it ain't? That we weren't really upset, really weren't upset with him because he sent the meme the first time. It was the second and third time, and then manipulating the meme and writing tattoo and calling George what it did, and then painting blackface. Ain't nobody talking about that. You see how they try to change the narrative on you? Since I done brought that up, let me get to this here. He done apologize, y'all. I don't even know if I should even call it. Let me read this. I'm going to read this man apologeticals. Lord have mercy, Jesus. Please stay around because I have a special announcement that you want to hear at the end. Okay, let me find this letter now. I'm going to see where this letter at. Here it goes. I don't really feel like reading all this, but y'all put it in a screenshot and read it for later on. I done posted it all over the different things, so I'm going to jump right down to him talking, because the first few sentences is all about how great the word network is. This is what he said in the quotes. When I set out to create the word network 20 years ago, it was my goal to provide a platform that would spread the word of God and continue to build his kingdom by providing hope and inspiration to those who felt hopeless and voiceless. But I didn't build this ministry alone. Oh, you didn't, Kevin? The word network is only where it is today because of stellar, committed visionaries who are passionate about changing lives and making our world a better place. I am grateful beyond measure for each and every one of them. All right, bring me back over. Let me fuss a little bit about this. I need to debauch this. It's very important that at this moment that I debauch this letter. All of what he just said right now, this is how he should have said it. I set out to create a business that will make me a whole lot of money. Why did he just say that? And I knew that black folk real talented and they real spiritual light, and they can raise a whole lot of money. Billions of dollars raised every week in black churches. So I decided to do a network just for them niggas. I decided to find me some slaves. And I started with their elders. In my heart, I just wanted some money. But I had to use the whole racism card to bulldoze my way into the television network locally and into the cable network to get folk to carry my network. So then I got Al Sharpton, I got Reverend Jackson, I got Bishop Charles Ellis, I got Horace Sheffield, I got all these different bishops and all these people, me and my daddy Frank. That's what we did in 2000, and I think it was in 2000, and that's what we did. And then, but folks started figuring out what we were doing. So then the Wall Street Journal in 2003 wrote about how we were using the racism card to use the fathers of the black community, pay them anywhere from $10,000 to $40,000 a pop to fight with us with these cable networks as the black face and the black body of the network, with me sitting behind there collecting the check, using them and their underprivileged voicelessness. He knows that was in the writer. I'm de-bullshitting for you. And that's what I did, and it was successful. Then when they found me out, many years later, when I started now taking those same, the 4% in the business that I promised them black preachers, I started taking it back little bit by little bit. Some of them still got a Bishop Charles Ellis still got his part. That's why he ain't said nothing. That's why some of the rest of them ain't said nothing. Horace Sheffield, they ain't gonna say nothing public. They can't. Because at that point, then he can sue them for speaking out against the network. So he got them muted and hush mouth. So they can't say them because they got these shares still in there. Are you hearing what I'm saying? That's right. And so now, he uses them to get the network, and then as time goes along, he take everybody off of it. Sharpton is still on the radio. So y'all just talking about the word network, but there's also a big money maker with 910. That's his AM there in Detroit. Sharpton has a show on it. Now, he'd already done sent word they can take me off of that. I ain't paying for it. No way, might well take me off of it. Because you're just using my voice, I see now, as a black face or as a black body talking to my people to keep their ears, their listeners, so you can keep your sponsors so they won't turn away from that dial. But the reality is, this man, in my opinion, allegedly, I'm going to say, he is using the black community to make money. And now that he done been found out again, this ain't the first time allegations have came up. Allegations have came up before. But like Bloomer said, I ain't know he ain't never tried it with me. I've been there for 8 years. All right, let me finish reading what he said. I had to say that, get it up out my spirit. With that being said, the recent allegations made against me based on a visual that wasn't created by me were clearly disturbing and don't depict who I am nor my character. We ain't never said that. We know this was made by Babylon.com, the preacher, something of the network, whoever they was. We know you ain't made that. What you talking about? We already know that. All right, let's keep reading. To Bishop George Bloomer, who I could have texted and called and emailed, whom I have that one in there, I just added it in there. To Bishop George Bloomer, whom I have a tremendous respect for, worked with for nearly a decade, called a friend over the years, and shared many laughs. I apologize profusely through this letter that I could have texted and called, but instead I text you and told you, don't call me no more. I don't want to talk to you. Forget I'm on the face of the earth. That's the text that I saw in his phone. You know George Bloomer can't move fast because the skin of George Bloomer got all that extra meat on him. So I snatched that phone quick, and he was trying to move and grab it like that. And I snatched it real fast because he got all that extra skin on that arm. It's heavy. And I looked in that text, and I seen where the last thing he said to him, I don't want to talk to him more. He cut the communication off with George, and George still trying to talk to him. But he apologized profusely through this letteration. I too am hurt, but hold on. Kendall, did you just see what I just read out this letter? He said he hurt. Why? Oh, wait. What is he? Oh. What is he hurt by? I want to know. Okay, I'm hurt by the allegations from someone who I held in the highest esteem and partner with to spread the gospel. You didn't partner with him to spread the gospel. You don't even believe. You ain't no Christmas. You're not even a Christian. Lord have mercy, I can't. I have also sought counsel from African American clergy. You know what? I ain't reading no more. Why is this man writing to tell me he sought a counsel from African American? Let me keep reading because I can't help it. I'm too nosy and not reading no more. I have also sought counsel from African American clergy. Why must you specify African American? And I don't know. Many who comprise the Word Network. So you ask your plantation preachers and others who I respect and are not affiliated with the network. Oh, okay. So you're going to promise them some time at the network or find, a black man in the church, a pastor or leader or artist in the church, their crack is TV time. In fact, I heard that's what you say around there. That's what I heard, I would need a former worker to call in and verify, but that's what I heard. From the time the image was brought to the attention of both Adele and Bloomer. Now, I don't know who this is talking. We don't even know what they're talking about. Bloomer continued his relationship with the Word Network. This the same bullshit that we heard Jamal Harrison Bryant say they had to get up here and rebuke him for he to come back and retract. That's right. I rebuked you. Me. That's going to make them want to say something because they can't take when I tell them. I tell them so because they feel like I'm much lower than them. But they don't know I'm just as educated, probably more educated, and just as experienced in what they're doing. I mean, I can do that in my sleep. How is it y'all think y'all so good at it and y'all can do it and not be saved? I am saved. You know how good I'm at that job? Because y'all niggas ain't saved. And got up there talking about y'all prophetic and prophets. No, y'all don't live right. And on top of that, you don't pray enough to even occupy that office. You just are good at what you do. You just talk real nice and you good. We give you that and you got charisma. But we know you not saved. Why you put Jamal in there? Now he gonna think I said all that about him, but I was. This a lie. Somebody that continued that and his show came on. If the show came on the next Sunday, y'all know Bloomer does not go to Detroit and put the shows in there. This man doesn't. Actually, Dave Sheffield does it, I think. I wonder is the Harvard Sheffield and Dave Sheffield and the Kent to each other. I don't even know. This is my verdict. Put COGIC up there. This is what I think happened. Y'all ready for this now? I'm going to tell you what I think done happened. Well, I heard that the board of the COGICs have gotten wind of what's going on. Now, y'all know the word network. Excuse me. That's a cold. The Plantation Network, where there is one white man and 3 or 4 other white leaders, all in control of 147. Y'all know that's a plantation. Just put that in your mind. See a big old White House with a white man standing at the door. His son, J. Bub, is on the right. His daughter, Sally Mae, is on the left. And his wife is standing right beside him. And the whole yard is filled with nothing but black folk. That's the word network. And there are no coloreds, according to Maxine Waters, what she alleged when they try to get it done, get back on Comcast. Remind you, tell you they done Jesse Jackson and some other folk real wrong, and that was on the network, some other preachers, and the next thing you know, those preachers made a call and got those millions of homes given to the Impact Network, which is a black-owned network. Then he started trying to go back to Comcast and to Charter, try to get those millions of homes back. And Maxine Waters like, I'm not supporting you because there ain't no black black body on your board. See, y'all get that visual? All them workers out there look like ants. And them 4 white bodies. Work! 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 That's why I call it the Plantation Network. Okay, now. So let me get back to what I was saying. You know that the COGIC, and I think Full Gospel used to do this, always use the Plantation Network to broadcast the Convocation all, well, they say all over the world, but what they mean is on the word network that's supposed to be all over the world. But let me tell y'all this. By my calculations, the word network ain't but in like 50 million homes, although they advertised being in 90 plus million homes. They lost those homes and did not change the rate, allegedly. So all y'all, that's why they start putting people there free and make them think that these people with these big ministries and names are paying money. These folk, they got so high 3 or 4 years ago that a lot of folk quit paying and came off. And then next thing you know, people were asking for them, so they put them back on free. And they're using their program for content to get partners, black folk, your grandma and them, thinking that these preachers are still in relationship with this network, and they are not. And some of you who ain't known so well are paying all kind of money and paying what you could be using in your church, in your ministry, and in your household because you want to be seen all over the world. You ain't even seen all over the world. There's certain main markets in certain countries and in certain major metropolitan cities to where Comcast, Charter, when Comcast is the most major one, AT&T, Uverse, I didn't tell you to change that. AT&T, Uverse, they're not even carrying the word network. Excuse me, that cold, Jesus. They're not even carrying the Plantation Network no more. You got to do your research. Y'all been lied to. And so he put this letter out because he heard that they liable going to be a boycott out there at the COGIC Convocation when the presider be preaching. If they use the word, excuse me, if they use the Plantation Network on that Sunday. And so the board and the bishop like, we don't want that drama up around here. We don't want that going on. And so he probably trying to issue this lying letter of apology to appease these folk. Now, this is the legend. This is what I think. I could be wrong, but that's what I think. To just smooth over. And this story is really him waving the white flag because we saw DetroitNews.com, I think it was, when they went up there and Ice Cube about apologizing. And what happened? You said out your mouth that you felt like, that's what they said you said, that you felt like that you didn't need to apologize and that you don't need no diversity training. Ladies and gentlemen, if you know anybody that's not a black person that say they don't need diversity training, you're dealing with somebody who is most likely on some level 100% not aware of their white privilege, but on some level possibly could have some white supremacist something or another running through their blood. I'm sure I don't know no white folk that would say across the board, oh no, I don't need no diversity training because, we were raised around black people. That don't mean you understand our diversity. Just because you met one color don't mean you know all colors. So you got to understand we talk loud. That's why we get shot by them cops. They get scared because we start moving our hands out. What you want us to do then? Talking loud. Oh, don't be aggressive, sir. I ain't being aggressive. Put your hand back. I ain't even fighting you, man. Because they don't understand us. When he made that statement for me, I was like, oh, shoot. He ain't apologizing. He don't need no diversity training. I'm going to open up these lines. And I'm going to let y'all talk tonight. You don't go nowhere. What is it? So, wait a minute. I got something else to tell you. I got to make the announcement. Before I make that announcement, I'm going to tell you one more thing about Bishop Paul S. Morton. No, I don't got past that. Well, let me go ahead and tell you. Because when he made that statement, people started saying all kinds of stuff in Patreon and in my email and inbox. I'm not even going to bring those things to the table because I don't want to, I don't like doing that stuff unless I got to have some evidence before I start saying some stuff like this. But this was an interesting tweet that someone tweeted to Paul S. Morton. This guy says, Bishop Paul Morton, in 2007 at an Atlanta Full Gospel, this Yo conference, I was sexually assaulted by a man in a clergy collar. Because of your violent theology regarding homosexuality, I never thought anyone would believe me, so I never said anything. Tweets like this are extremely harmful. Let's see what Morton said back to him. This is why I said I believe that this is probably a nice guy. Can you make that bigger? Why you got that so small? We done read that boy's tweet. Let's put his up there where I can see it big. Got a little tiny TV. Bishop Morton says this. He said, wow, I am so sorry. As founder of Full Gospel, things like that, we encourage people to report. I wish I could say all Full Gospel preachers are perfect, but I can't. Jesus had 12 disciples and one was a devil. I'm serious about God's work. I still wish you would report it. Good. We would do a follow-up. Now see, this is what made me believe that Paul S. Morton is a good guy. He just moved a little dumb, in my opinion. Now that tweet back was smart because as the founder, you need to first say you need to report it. And then you say, okay, we're going to do a follow-up. But that whole Jesus had 12 and he was a devil, scratch that, don't use it no more. Every preacher has used that to excuse them not addressing somebody that needed to be addressed. And I do remember he did say something concerning the victor, but that didn't stick. The victor went and done whatever he wanted to do. And then there's also this pressing situation that I do not know to be 100% true. Well, I do know it to be true. It's all over the vlogs and blogs, and you have talked about it. I ain't gonna bring it up. I don't want to bring it up. I mean, it's in the past. It's done. But I just think if you're gonna be so quick to call out some things, you have to do a better job in your own space. Like the job I do here, I've had to sit here and call out myself. I had to share and overshare. Put LarryReidLive symbol up there. I had to share and overshare about my life, about my divorce, about my molestation, a rape. I'm a dude. I'm talking about I got raped when I was young. That's not easy to say. About filing bankrupt, struggling, walking from one career to another career, not being able to take care of my children. What I went through emotionally when me and my former wife separated, she took the kids, and then next thing I know, she married to a chick. For a little space of time, that made me feel like, well, what in the world did you do to her to where she go and marry a whole woman? You weren't emotionally connected enough to where she felt like you were connected to emotion. I felt all different kinds of ways. And you guys, I thought about all of the facets of my life. Had a conversation. This is my announcement. Had a conversation with my former wife. And we made some decisions on some things. And then out of that decision, I had an idea. And the idea that I came up with is going to not only entertain you guys, but I think it's also going to educate you guys. I want to say this, and I'm going to get back to the word network and open up the lines. I'm going to read this, and this is my announcement, then I'm going to open up the lines. There is a new YouTube reality show called Reading Things My Way that will air 2020, showing how artist and entrepreneur Larry D. Reid navigates all his businesses while co-parenting with his former wife under the same roof, with both of them dating others and getting to know each other all over again. Go right now and subscribe to this channel because it's going to happen on this channel. If you're on YouTube, you got to get a YouTube account. If you're on Periscope, you got to get a YouTube account. If you're on YouTube right now, go and subscribe so you can already be there. Because you guys, we are going to keep it real and we are going to let you guys see everything. It may end in a wedding. It may end in a fight. But we're going to move under the same roof. We're going to get a house here in the area. Already got the production company together. They're going to follow us for 2 months. And you're going to see it all. You're going to get to know everybody in my life. You're going to get to know every situation I'm doing. We're going to keep it so real and raw. And it's only going to air on YouTube. All right, that's my announcement. I'm going to come back and tell you a little bit more about it. But go ahead and follow that channel. Every darn thing. Every darn thing. Are you hearing what I'm saying? And I think that it's going to help a whole lot of you. Let me see now. Did I just do that right? It can end in the wedding. You're going to see us date. I mean, because we still single. So I don't know how much dating I'm going to do. I don't know. But we're definitely going to be dating. It could end in a wedding. It could be. It could end in a wedding. It very well could be. But you're going to get to see the whole process of us co-parenting. And we're really doing this for the children. And you're going to get to see how we feel about doing this for the kids. It's going to be just how Real Housewives of Atlanta, Married to Medicine, T.I.M. show, we got the same level of production. It's going to be like a for real reality show, but it's only going to be seen on YouTube, and we're doing it ourselves. And it's going to be our gift to the world to be able to look into our life. And you're going to get to see a whole lot of stuff. You might like me now, but you might not like me later, because when it comes to certain stuff, I am a certain kind of way. And I don't mind the world seeing. It don't bother me. All right? So make sure. Now, see, you almost just saw it just then because my daughter wanted to test my nerve. So you said, what? I know it's Zoe. She all the time doing something. Every time I turn around. So I'm going to put the link in there so you can easily click on it and subscribe. And we're going to open up these lines and get right back to the wide network mess that they got going on. Okay, if you go over there and subscribe, you're going to see some stuff that is already up there, but it's not the show. It's just stuff that's up there, but it's not the show. All right, we're about to open up these lines now. All right, put the number down there, 646-787-8174. What are we talking about? You got the grid. Could you put the grid right here? Maybe put the grid right here. Everything can be up there. Yeah, I think that'll be good. Yeah, we're doing it for the children. Yep, we're doing it for the children. You may see Ian Lavanza on the show. You very well may. You know that I know her. You know, I have connection with her. Let me say that way. I don't know her like friends. But if I say something, she'll say something back. We got a thing. Yeah, you never know. Are y'all ready? Somebody said it's going to destroy y'all relationship. Are you for real? Do you know how long me and my former wife have been in each other's life all our life? Well, me all of her life because I'm a little older. Well, I ain't but like a year and a half older. No. You'll see. You're going to learn. You're going to learn. Okay? All right. And there's also some stuff I got going on. I can't say, but you're gonna the camera's gonna be following me traveling and some other work and stuff that I know I have to do summer of next year. That's gonna have me in LA. Some of that Patreon, the only people gonna see that, but some of that is gonna make the show. So it's gonna be a great show, and it's gonna be a family show as well, where anybody can watch. I don't know how much family I can. Is this show a family show? Some days it is. Is this show, Nancy? Is this show a family show? Sometimes it is. Sometimes it is. I ain't too bad all the time, but then sometimes I'm not. All right. Lines are open, 646-787-8817. See, Nancy, you can keep this up here the whole time. You ain't got to switch stuff out. All right, let's go. Caller in at 9761. What's your name? Where you calling from?
The name is Sherry Ann Turpin. I'm a Patreon fan of yours.
Thank you.
And I'm calling. Yes. Well, I'm calling from Washington, D.C. A couple of things. Number one, I'm very happy to be alive after suffering a grand mal seizure last week. Mm-hmm. And so I'm very happy to be alive. Number one. Number two, well, it happens. Number two, apologies, smologies. I don't buy it. And until he actually does a real apology and learns how to not be a racist, absolutely do not support that guy. And congratulations. I am still not surprised at finding out that you and your ex are going to be working on a project together. And you never know. I never really thought that you guys never know. So I'd love to have you guys on my podcast. I've already sent you an invite.
Oh, okay.
So that's it. Yes. So,
okay.
I'm enjoying your show. All right.
Thank you so much, and I agree. Apologies. What you say? Smology? What do you say? How you say that?
Apologies, smology.
Smology.
Don't buy it. Why would anybody say by that? Come on.
Got it.
Come on. All right.
All right.
Take care.
All right, you too. All right, call if you hear my voice. I can't see your number. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, Larry, this is Sonia from Connecticut.
Hey there.
Now, I know last time I clowned over this Plantation Network, and I used a lot of, them words, but I'm not going to do it tonight. It's a family-friendly show. But Miss Sonia ain't going to do it. I read all the comments in the chat. Somebody say she got to be from Chicago and all this. But back on these pastor trolls. Now, for those of you who don't know what a troll is, back in the day, I'm 42. Back in the day, back in the 90s, they used to have these little ugly troll dolls. They had funny-looking hair, orange, purple, pink, whatever. They was trolls, and they was collectors, and people used to have them on their dress and all like that. Yeah. With these Plantation pastor trolls, I, again, am so sick of the garbage. Kimberly Ray, William Hudson, all of them, Creflo Dollar, Bill Winston, all of them need to come off of this man's network. This is nothing but a modern-day plantation. I don't understand it. I guess money talks and BS walks. I don't know. I guess. But every week that you continue to cover this story, and you should you should continue to cover the story to raise awareness for those that don't know. But I'm not even sure if it's getting anywhere as it relates to what black folks would do for $1.
Well, see, one thing that we, and to be on TV. Now, we do not know if Kimberly Ray, Creflo Dollar, but Creflo Dollar actually came off in the morning for a couple of weeks. Now, he very well, so this is how the Plantation Network works. He could be running all of these shows and these people aren't paying. But what Bishop Neil Ellis did, and everybody needs to listen to this that is on the show, he wrote a formal letter that I read here that told him to take him off. Now listen to this. Do you know somebody shady, because you know Neil Ellis left Full Gospel, replaced his show with the new presiding bishop over the Full Gospel, which is Joseph Walker, which is basically one of his I guess it would be one of his siblings or former siblings from being in that organization, and replaced him with him. I thought that was so dirty when I heard that. I said, y'all really politicking over there at that Plantation Network, ain't you? Because I think some of the fighting that's coming through from some of these preachers and the silence from some of these other preachers is because they want George Bloom a house nigga position. Yes, I don't really know if those other people you named are actually paying to be up there or they're just being played.
Well, but my thing is, whether they paying or not, they still given. If they didn't want to be played, they haven't raised their voice about it, because had they done so, they couldn't be played without their permission. Particularly if there's no contract.
Okay, gotcha. All right, so Sonia,
thanks, Reid.
Your call in last week or the other week, I haven't forgotten. That's going to be an IG clip on LarryReidLive, definitely. So you're going to go down in history running your mouth like that. It was so good at Hollywood. It was wonderful.
Oh, yes. Take care.
All right. Calling in 4758. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hey, this is Bethany from Michigan.
Hey there.
Hey, you were talking about the Harriet movie. I've heard a lot of situations and issues regarding that movie. I know the one thing you mentioned was Comcast. The second thing was I heard she's African, and she said a lot of shady stuff about African Americans. Have you heard anything about that?
Okay, she said
as
a
far
lot.
As her interviews.
Well, let me say this. I haven't heard her say that, but this is what I know, because I know quite a few Africans. They really don't. They have a whole lot of comments concerning African Americans.
Oh, I know. Trust me, I'm married to one.
Wait a minute.
But anyway, in addition to that, also one of the main characters, a black man, supposed to be like a black boogeyman. I don't know his name, but in reality, that was made up by the producer. Okay. So that's why a lot of people are kind of boycotting the movie, because in real life, that didn't happen.
Yeah.
They just adding stuff and creating spins. But yeah, it only made $12 million, but I wasn't sure if you were for it, and I'm sure it's a good movie, but I would just rather read the book.
Yeah, but I'm going to say this. Whenever you make a movie or a documentary like that, you do have what they call created license, for lack of a better word. So you can add and make things better so it can be better for the storyline. But having a black man sort of against his own people is very true about slavery. You know, so that didn't make me upset too much, because I know that about our history. But as relates to her playing a African American role as an African, I think that is something to look at, because I don't know where she pulled that from. But she did do great acting, and it was very convincing. She did great acting, and I like the fact that they put in there about her being prophetic. And that was the way that she knew where to go to save the people. She would have visions. I love that part. Maybe that's a spoiler, but it was a great movie. It was a great movie.
Okay. I'm still gonna side-eye it, but Well, thank you, Larry, and I'm
all right.
praying for you and your ex.
All right.
Yes, I think that's going to be awesome.
Oh, yeah, it's going to be
blessings.
good. All right, thanks. Caller in and in 7298. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Dr. Reid,
What
Robbie from VA, 2 up and 2 down. I tell you, man, there's something I have to get off my chest, and this is one thing I really have a big issue with about the Bishop Paul Morton scenario, and I am part of Full Gospel, so that's my founder.
Oh, okay.
But the bigger issue that I want to address is this cancel culture about the tweet that he gave, and that is the fact that, you know, if you read any of his tweets, listen to any of his sermons, if you go back to his last sermon that he gave as presiding bishop in 2016, he has always been forward against, you know, same-sex marriage. And I'm not here thumping the Bible on anybody, but that's just always how he's been. But the problem, the bigger issue I have is the moment that somebody tweets something that goes against what is popular, good, bad, or indifferent, people are quick to bring up what they did and what they didn't do and who do you say they are. The man has an opinion. He hasn't changed his opinion, so you can't call him. You can't say that he's going back and forth. He's always believed in what he said, and historically, also when you look at politics, that is also a fact that when Mayor Pete comes down to the South, he's not going to get a lot of support, especially from the black churches in the South, because black churches in the South have always been against homosexuality in general. So, you know, what he's saying may not be popular, but in the political scheme of things, he's actually kind of accurate, because
he is. He's right.
You know, it's even with President Obama, who I love, President Obama, when he started out affirming that he believed in the biblical faction of marriage between a man and a woman, and then by his second term, he switched that all together. And, of course, he did a lot for the LGBTQ community. But, you know, somebody like Bishop Morton has always stuck to that. So I think it kind of pees me off that there are a lot of people who attack the man, bringing up about his alleged, about his daughter, which he did claim, and I have some issues with that myself, but it is what it is. But they want to bring back everything about what he said and what he's done. But, nobody wants to bring up the fact that it is true. When it comes down to the polls, when it comes to that down for, to vote on, was it Power Sunday or, that Sunday before where all the churches go to preach, where all the churches go to vote, that when it comes to black churches, especially from Virginia South, Mayor Pete is going to have a tough time. And you can't get mad at Founder Morton for what he said because it's his opinion. He's got a right to say what he got to say.
You're exactly
people
right.
Understand that.
You're exactly right. And I don't, like I said in my post, and like I said tonight, my concern was speaking out so quickly and so freely when it comes to things that are outside and beyond our community. I feel like that Bishop Morton and others that are like, especially founding fathers, need to be more vocal and do it even on the Twitterations and on social media. I think that they really should. Now, I agree, and I said this in my post. I said he's right. He's absolutely right. I don't think that our country, period, black, Christian, whatever, I don't think we're ready for no president with a husband. I'm not saying that we shouldn't be ready, but I'm just saying we're not. Clearly, we weren't ready for a female president. I mean, I was ready for one. But we still pretty traditional around here. We still sort of stuck when it comes to...
We barely could hang on to a black president, and we see what happened with that.
Okay. All right. You said something there. All right. Thank you so much for calling in.
That's all I'm going to say. God bless you, Brother Reid. Take care.
No problem. Now, I really like that. You see, this is he loves Bishop Paul S. Morton, but he didn't see me as an enemy or as a threat because I clowned him a little bit and said whatever I said. I really like when people are able to operate like that. And everybody that's in my life, well, I ain't gonna say everybody, but most of everybody in my life is able to sit with what they don't really like. But some of them niggas is all kind of crazy. All right, let's go. Caller ended in 3931. What's your name? Where are you calling from?
What's up, Larry? My name is Corey. I'm calling from the Carolinas. And, man, I just wanted to call in and tell you, man, that I'm enjoying your show. God bless you and Nancy and your family, your daughters. And also, I want to say those guys, those people, those brothers and sisters that are working up there at the Word Network, I think they need to come from up there. Just let that whole debacle just go. And just start their own network, if anything, if they can. But I don't believe that guy really means what he's saying in that letter. It's just a way to try to get the black people back. So that's my take on it.
I 100% agree with most of what you said. Thank you so much, man.
All right, brother.
Now, as it relates to the workers that are up there, that is their job. I'm not telling them to quit. I'm not going to tell them to quit. But I would say that I will be looking somewhere else to work. Reason being is because it's very possible that you're going to have to anyway. Because as black people begin to come together and really see this for what it is, he's going to lose them last few 47, 49 million homes that he's in. So he's not going to be able to sell the spots at the price he has been. He's not going to have sponsors. You know, the worth of the entire company goes into the gutter. So I will be doing that anyway. That's what I will be doing. But because you're working at the Word Network, I don't view you the same way I view the preacher on the network. I see you in a career, in your job, working like you would be for Starbucks or H&M or what's some other these places that have said some things against black people that were a little off. I don't see it in that light. But I would be looking for somewhere else to work. Yeah, all right. Caller ending in 3740. What's your name? Where you calling from?
Hi, Larry. My name is, can you hear me?
Yeah, I can hear you.
Okay, great. My name is Mary, and I wanted to address the letter that came from the Plantation Network. First of all, when there's a true apology, first, the offender has to be aware that he's honestly offended someone.
Come on.
Kevin Adele has not truly, he doesn't feel that he's offended anyone. This letter was written from a person that defended Kevin Adele. And the work that Kevin Adele and the the Plantation Network has done over the years. That's all this letter was. It was a promotion of the work that the Plantation Network has done for the people. That's all this was. 90% of this letter dictated all that. That's it. I am in a city where the Church of God in Christ Convention Convocation will be held.
Okay.
Most likely, that particular broadcast will still air.
I believe
the Church
that.
of God in Christ will not.
I believe that.
It will. They will not address this because so much dirty laundry is right in their own backyard. I'm in a city where, and I'm not necessarily a part of this congregation. I am a Pentecostal descent, but I personally have knowledge of several pastors in my city that have children out of wedlock. I have a pastor friend that's an active pastor. He's a Church of God in Christ pastor. He's never been married. Has 3 children. 3 factual children. And he's over their Ministers Alliance here in the city.
See, man.
It's never been addressed. It's never been addressed. I know the entire family. The entire family. None of the bishops.
90
Some of the
seconds.
board is right here in my city. Never been addressed. So for them to turn their head is pretty typical. Pretty typical.
Well, see, this is
we have to see this for what.
But let me say this to you before you finish your statement. See, I said this before. One of the things that the board knows about, and probably why they've been on the phone with certain people, is because
60 seconds.
And who knows? It could have been the COGIC board that said, "Look, Kevin, if you want us to do the broadcast on this Sunday, when the presiding bishop is preaching, you need to issue an apology. That's probably what happened, and that's unfortunate, but that's probably what happened. I don't know what it. I don't know. I don't know what it is. I don't know what it is with black folk and TV. I don't know what it is, but it's like.
Well, the problem is we're chasing the dollar, and we're not looking out for souls any longer.
10 seconds.
We're chasing the dollar, you know. So I'm right here in the city, so I'm very anxious to see what will happen. I will be down on the boycott line.
I know that's right, because if they don't break this relationship, from what I understand, they're going to be boycotters there while the word network is there.
Mm-hmm.
And
absolutely right. And actually, they're organizing now.
Okay now. Okay. All right, I hear you. You're there in the city?
Everybody's not silent. I am here. I am in St. Louis right now. I reside in St. Louis, but I'm in St. Louis. We're not silent.
Okay. Do you know Ride Out?
I do.
Okay, good, because I think he's going to be the one that's going to be organizing all of that. Okay, well then, hey. Mm-hmm. Well, then maybe if you are listening to me and you are LRLer,
I am.
They're going.
I'm a Patreon.
Okay, all right. So they're going to be. So you guys give me the email address where I can tell those that are part of LRL. Give me the email address so they can contact whoever they need to contact to make sure that they have their picket sign, to know which sign that they're holding, so that they can be there while that is happening. Because I suggest you guys to organize, because they're gonna have them. They're gonna have Word Network out there.
I truly believe so. I truly believe so. I don't see any back down. I see a lot of commotion right now, downtown right now. So I don't see any back down. So.
Wow. I see somebody say COGIC will shut that all the way down. Well, the way that our country is, nobody can shut down picketing. They may have to be on the outside, but, protesting.
Right. Well, let me say this, because once again, I'm here in the city, and I was very, very, of course, everyone knows about the Mike Brown and everything. One thing you cannot do, we have a right to protest. Mm-hmm. We cannot stop traffic. We cannot disturb the peace. Picketing is our right. Mm-hmm. It's part of our civil rights. We can demonstrate.
Yeah.
So no one can stop that.
Exactly. And one thing that we can also do, if you guys want to see what's happening on the Word Network and what's going on, Word Network and what's going on, or because we naturally knows it, watch online. They don't make any money from watching online. It doesn't really help them from watching online on Facebook. If you do on YouTube, you're helping them. But don't turn your TV in and watch it. Don't tune in. Don't support what you know doesn't support your community.
Right. And I don't know, this is not necessarily a plug, but just in case your listeners, anything that's happening during that time, there is a Facebook station. It's called STL Live, and they typically, those group of young people typically are in tune in anything that's happening action-wise in St. Louis. So if there's going to be boycotting and picketing, STL Live St. Louis will be right down there with them.
Okay, that's great. Yeah, because somebody was asking me, was I going to be there? I said, hell no. But I'll talk about it from right here. I'm not going to know what I'm going to do with that coach. No, I'm not doing that. I'm not going to do that.
STL Live.
Okay. I'll be talking about it sitting right here. I'm going to be sitting right here talking about it.
And congratulations, Larry, on your reality show. I am so very proud of you. And I think your family is awesome. I've seen you and your ex-wife together on YouTube. I think you all are wonderful. I really do.
Yeah, you're talking almost 30 years of relationship. It's gonna be so entertaining and fun. And we don't know what we made had a few conversations about it. We're just gonna keep it real. Whatever it is, it's just gonna be. Wonderful. And you guys are gonna see it, 'cause we're in control of it. Of course, I could go another route, but I wanted to keep it raw. I want to be in control of it, and I'm still doing some things that's going to happen in main TV, but not what I'm creating here on YouTube. Is mine, and I'm not getting in any kind of relationship with anybody where I can't still do this.
Awesome.
No matter what the money amount is, and this I will be able, but it's going to be produced just as good as any reality show that is on TV. So you guys are really going to be able. It's going to be really nice, really, really good.
Let me ask you one more question, and then I know I have to move on. Will there be an opportunity for your viewers to ask or comment while you all are perhaps taping an episode or so?
Well,
have you considered that?
Well, this is the thing. The way that reality this is what's going to happen. Since everybody listening to me, this is what's going to happen. We have to plan our family vacation, the dates that we're going to go on, even the dates we're going to go on with each other, other events and things that we're doing. I'm going to be doing some traveling. We have to plan all of this stuff in a period of months, and they tape it. So sometimes if I'm here on the show, this is going to be recorded. You're going to be able to see what happened after the show if it becomes a part of the show. Now, Patreon probably going to get to see a whole lot more because they'll be able to see a lot of B-roll from the main show since we will be owning everything. So to interact real time, it's not possible, but then again, I don't know. I don't know what technology that the production has. I don't know. There could be a way, but I'm going to say for right now, no, it's just going to be like a reality show that you watch on TV. And while the show is on, you'll be able to interact with us in YouTube while you're watching the episodes, so that will be real-time interaction. Yeah. And then, of course, after we view an episode, I can come on my show, LarryReidLive, and talk about what happened on Reading Things My Way. So that gives me the opportunity to keep that engagement there and to keep it really real and really raw, which a lot of people go, oh, my God, that's so dangerous. I couldn't do that. But I don't care. I mean, what's the worst can happen? I mean, so and the best could happen. The best could happen.
Right. Absolutely.
Yeah.
Absolutely. Great. Mm-hmm. I commend you. God bless you. Wonderful. Keep it up. Keep up the good work and keep us informed. Thank you so much.
Thank you. Mm-hmm. All right, you guys, I am gone. God bless all of you. And don't forget to support what we have going on here as relates to this whole law thing, because it's not over. I'm still fooling up with these niggas because that's what they is. All right. I'll talk to you later. And take care of yourself. And remember the new CashApp, MBNNetwork. Don't send it to Larry. My accountant got on me about that. And it makes extra work for him. So he said, just make sure they do this because that'll go to where it need to go and got to move around and pay out of that. So that just got done today. That one and that other one. I still got to figure out. I got to create a Zelle for the business account. I got to see how to do that. All right. Talk to you later. Bye. Hallelujah.
There ain't nowhere else I wanna be. Whoa, 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 whoa.